We're live.
Good morning, and welcome to the Pete Braley Show. This is show number 179. I'm Pete Braley, along with my co-host, who is the show creator, the executive producer, all-around great guy, and just happens to be my youngest son. That would be Matt.
That's me.
Hello.
Past couple days, you've been coming in my room, and you've been criticizing the fact that I don't really grunt back anymore.
Yeah, there's like a delay.
My voice isn't woken up.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I do grunt. It just doesn't come out, which is weird. I don't know. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe it's pollen season. I don't know.
Everything's blooming around here.
Yeah.
Studio dog Charlie's here. Mummy should be home at any time, okay? Trish is on her way home. Thank you for finding us and selecting us today and choosing us. Our goal is to start your day off on a positive note, so if you like what we do, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future shows. We're live here on YouTube weekday mornings at 8 o'clock, and you can also find us wherever you go for your favorite podcasts. Coming up today, the Tuesday Top 5 looks at the latest movies we've seen. I had to think for a minute there to go back to, have I seen five? Because I'm into watching series. I'll talk about that later. We have a new Stumpah today, and of course, this is the week. We've got Gary in the lead with 5 wins, but we've got, I think, 4 people tied with 4. At the end of the week, we crown a winner for this segment. Don't let your doctor blow you off. Ask questions. You know what's going on with your body. And do dogs get depressed? How you feeling, Charlie? How to tell. How to tell if your dog's depressed. All right, that's coming up. So,
yeah, we got to talk about you teasing the show on Facebook. You were like, coming up tomorrow, the Tuesday Top 5 and doggy depression. What a show. Starting your day off on a positive note. 8 a.m. here. We will talk about how dogs are depressed.
So
I was like, you could have picked anything else. You picked the doggy depression.
Oh, I shouldn't have gone with that story.
To zone in on. You were like, we will be talking depression, people, in our dogs. The happiest creatures on this planet, they are depressed. Let's talk about it.
There are signs if he gives you certain signs.
I saw the story. It's a good story.
Okay.
I'm just saying maybe don't lead with that.
It wasn't tease worthy. Okay.
All
right.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, you know what happened.
You, but
I mean, not to make excuses, but I'm going to make an excuse.
He always does, right?
Don't you love it when people say not to make excuses,
and then they follow it up with an excuse,
and then the excuse comes right after?
That's the same energy as no offense, and then they say something that offends you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you think saying no offense lets you off the hook?
No offense, but I think you're really ugly. But I'm okay because I said no offense.
No offense.
I don't mean to offend you. You're just really ugly.
Didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah.
So
not to make excuses.
Not to make excuses. But I wrote that tease while I was watching the Boston Red Sox lose again yesterday.
So he was dealing with a little bit of doggy depression there.
Every time I watch this year, they lose.
Yeah.
But, the intelligent part of me, and yes, I do have that side.
We'll see.
Okay. The intelligent part of me is like, that cat can't have any standing. I mean, that they don't even know who the heck I am,
But then you sit there for a second, and you're like, but wait a minute. What if it does?
All right, so the games.
What if I'm the downfall of the Red Sox?
The game's at 1 o'clock today. Should I not watch at all?
No, I mean, what you should do is you should keep watching, and then when they win, you can't.
Oh, okay.
So once they finally win, you're like, oh, thank God, it's not me.
It wasn't me.
If we end up going 161, 1 and 161, it is you. Just so you know,
I have to move out of New England.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, I'm glad you have your NASA shirt on today because one of our viewers, listeners, Paul Coe, commented on the last Sibs Trivia that Matt seems to do better when he wears his NASA shirt.
Which I do appreciate the thinking of that I'm doing better in some way. I still haven't won in weeks. So I do appreciate it. That I think every time I wore the NASA shirt, I still lost. So I come close, though.
Yeah, it's close.
So I think that's what he's saying, and I do appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Soon, hopefully.
Hey, today's a great day. It's Tuesday, April 12th. That's okay. But it's National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
Oh.
Love me a grilled cheese.
A grilled cheese is something I got to crave.
Oh, really? Oh, and you don't like it for dinner either, I noticed.
It's more of a lunch.
Because sometimes, Mom and I will say, oh, let's have grilled cheese and chips tonight. So, we make grilled cheese. Then he comes down and looks at it and he goes, huh? What's this? Lunch? So
I'm not that rude, I don't think. Maybe I am. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
It is more of a lunch, though, in my opinion. I would look forward to that as a lunch.
Okay.
Slap some tomato soup in there.
Sarah makes a great grilled cheese.
Yeah, she goes a little too bougie for me.
I've never really. She buys
Like a bunch of different kinds of cheeses.
Yeah, and she also buys like a fancy bread too. It's not like your regular loaf of bread.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, sure. I forget what she calls it, but she gets this fancy.
Don't anybody throw tomatoes up in there though. I hate that.
Yeah, I was going to ask that if a grilled cheese sandwich can have anything added to it.
It can have some things added to it. Don't put tomatoes in there though.
You know what I read today? Somebody said bacon. A bacon grilled cheese.
That sounds good.
I'd be up for a try.
We are getting dangerously close to a breakfast sandwich, and that's a whole different ball game.
That's
you
true.
throw an egg in there, and it's no longer a lunch
Whole
dish.
different thing.
Mm-hmm.
So happy National Grilled Cheese Day today. It's also National Licorice Day. Never really been a fan.
Is that like Twizzlers? Twizzlers is licorice, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Twizzlers are all right.
Yeah. But how about, have you had black licorice?
I don't think I've ever had it.
I don't like that.
Booty Friday?
Hey, weren't we coming up with a list of things that we've never tried, or like you've never had a Twinkie? So aren't we going to try? Maybe we should have just a whole plate of stuff we've never had.
God, I'm going to be nauseous.
It's also National Only Child Day. National Only Child Day. Some famous only children, by the way, include Adele, Alicia Keys, Chelsea Clinton, Daniel Radcliffe. Harry Potter was a only child.
Which, by the way, they always tell me if I was the first child, I would have been the last, which I think is a compliment, right? I'm so fun that they wouldn't have needed the others. I think that's what you meant by that, right?
Sure. That's what we meant.
So happy possible only child day to me. I would have been.
Also, Leonardo DiCaprio is also known as child. On the Datebook today, on this day in 1861, Fort Sumter in South Carolina was attacked by the Confederacy, beginning the Civil War. On this day in 1877, the catcher's mask was first used in a baseball game.
I can't believe anybody would be willing to go behind the plate without a mask.
They did.
Are you kidding me?
Prior to 1877.
They were probably all really ugly.
Yeah. On this day in Trish is home.
Trish is here.
Charlie's going crazy.
Charlie, I don't have any treats.
We don't have any treats, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Charlie's wiping out on the hardwood floor.
Yeah, he's slipping everywhere. Hey, Trish, I was just telling everybody how you guys always say that if I was the first child, I'd be the last because I'd be so much fun that you wouldn't need the others.
Oh, sure, you keep thinking that.
And I just smiled and said, yeah, sure. That's the reason.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
It's National Only Child Day today. That's why.
Isn't every day National Only Child Day? You know what I'm saying?
Really. Did you get some sleep last night?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
A little bit.
That's all you need is a little bit, right?
A little bit, right?
Trish, what's the famous saying? You can sleep when you're dead.
Yep.
Amen.
She's been hitting me with that saying for years.
Yep.
And of course, after studying health issues and all this stuff, I said, sleep or you will be dead is my phrase.
All right. I'm not trying to be mean, but can you get that dog out of here before he knocks all my stuff down? Because he's going crazy.
Back to the Datebook. On this day in 1945, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt died in office, and Vice President Harry Truman was sworn in as the 33rd president. On this day in 1954, Bill Haley and the Comets recorded Rock Around the Clock.
Let's hear it.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. Put your gut.
Someone should mash that up with Rock Around the Christmas Tree.
We could probably do it. On this day in 1955, the polio vaccine tested by Jonas Salk was announced to be safe and effective and is given full approval by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. On this day in 1961, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first person to orbit Earth.
Isn't there a conspiracy that might have been a lie?
Probably. There's a conspiracy about everything. On this day in 1965, the first game was played at the Houston Astrodome. On this day in I don't know if I studied this one. On this day in 1969, Simon and Garfunkel released The Boxer.
Let's hear it.
I am just a boxer, though my story's seldom told.
Is that actually how it goes?
I have
or you're
squandered my resistance for a lifetime full of promises and
gold?
Something and promises. Yeah, there.
Oh, I was trying to rhyme it with told.
Woo! That one came out of nowhere.
Nice. Someone fact check it. He could have just made that up.
And on this day in 1992, Euro Disney opened in France. On the celebrity birthday list today, jazz great Herbie Hancock is 81. Ed O'Neill, famous for Married with Children, he's 76. David Letterman is 75. Singer Vince Gill is 65. And Shannon Doherty is 51. All right. I've been noticing a lot going on in the chats here this
I know.
morning.
I got my work cut out for me.
I guess.
Well, I love it when you guys talk, but I got to read them all. Abby says, I'm an idiot. I didn't schedule my appointment around Pete Braley Show. Hope I have time for the Stumpah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll try and hustle. We'll make Pete hustle over there.
I always tell people I'm available after 10.
Dana says, morning gang, happy Tuesday, and thank the maker for coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, I was scheduling appointments the other day, and I said pretty much any weekday as long as it's after like 10 or 11 o'clock. And then I realized that they probably think I'm just like a useless kid. Like I don't wake up before 10, so schedule it after that. And then I'm like,
I haven't thought of that. You're right.
Because if you think of a job, you don't really work for a couple hours and then have available, but like I can move things around and edit videos later. So I'm just like, hey, basically, I just got the show.
Yeah.
But they're probably like, wow, this kid sleeps till 10 every day.
And me too. They're like, this guy doesn't get up early.
Loser. All right, let's see. Gail wants to know if we can. Gail said it's all good. Maybe we can do the Stumpah first. Can we do this for Abby, guys? Come on, say yes.
I mean, why not? We could.
If everyone's in support, we can do that.
Yeah, there's no problem there.
I am surprised. We're in the last week. You would think Gail would be like, hey, screw you, Abby. I got to win this thing.
We're not giving any advantage.
Kidding. Gail's not like that. Okay. Let's see. Abby says, I need to be Gary, or at least while I'm gone, you guys don't let Gary win. Damn, Gary, what'd you do to everybody, bro?
He's winning.
Everybody's coming for you, man.
He's winning, man.
Yeah, but if everybody loved Gary, they'd be like, hey, I'm proud of you, Gary. What'd you do, Gary?
Way to go, buddy.
Everybody's trying to take you down. Ooh. All right, there is a lot of stuff here. We were all trying to remember if it's someone's birthday, and it is. And I was going to mention this as well. I did remember this morning. What? Just want to see Diane's message here.
Oh,
my dad's 82nd B-Day today, sending love to Florida.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
She gave us the
I need to get a birthday sound effect. What would be a birthday sound effect? You can't do like a confetti popper because that would probably just sound like a gunshot. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. No. Happy birthday to you.
I'll think about it. Maybe
How about a quick dun 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 dun?
Is that what that sounds depressing. Happy birthday to Pete. Dun 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 dun.
I think it's all right.
And then we just awkwardly sit here for like 30 seconds.
All right, go with the end. Happy birthday to you.
We need something exciting.
Okay.
Something that's energetic. I'll think about it.
All right.
I'll think about it.
We'll have a meeting.
Abby says, I'm about to blow off my doctor to watch this show. All right, you know what? We'll read these chats later. Let's get to the Stumpah.
I'll go right to the Stumpah for you
Hopefully
today.
Abby hasn't left yet.
Okay. Our Stumpah for today.
New one.
Even with all the technology, it takes longer to do this now than it did 5 years ago. What is it?
What is it?
What is it? Even with all the technology, it takes longer to do this now than it did 5 years ago. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Always wide open on day one.
This one, I don't know. Some of the Stumpahs I can tell if we're not going to get it on day one. This one, I don't know.
You're not
sure?
sure?
Like we might. I feel like we might get a winner.
All right.
Might not. Might get a winner, might not.
So
answers are already pouring in.
As you may or may not know, Gary's in the lead with 5, but I think there's a 4-way tie with 4.
I believe that's true. Also, there's another birthday. Danny says, happy birthday to my best friend, Karen. We have been best friends for 40 years.
Nice.
Wow. Clearly, she knows nothing about you, Danny. 40 years? She's been your friend for 40 years?
Wow.
No, that's awesome, though.
How many of us can say you've kept friends for that long? Huh? That's great.
Well, I physically can't because I haven't been alive for 40
years. You haven't been alive
years.
that long.
But
right.
for you guys, But yes, happy birthday to Karen. That's what I'm talking about.
Because, I don't know, one of the unfortunate things, and I don't know if people can relate to it, and I know we have to get to the answers, but one of the unfortunate things is, like, as you get older, you kind of grow apart from people that you used to hang with.
But I think that's life.
Yeah, I used to really hate that. I'm like, gee, how come we don't? But then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, that's life, man.
You just learn more about it, people. That's like doing this show. I've learned so much about you, where the second the show's over, gone. Straight up gone.
Can we get to some answers, please?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Gary says, get directions.
Get directions, no.
Let's see here. I always lose my place because you guys are so quick. Justin say, get your day started.
Get your day started.
That's a great. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
If I'm investing in an answer, it's that one.
Yeah, but that's not right.
But it's not right. I would have lost all my money.
By the way, those of you listening on the podcast, let me repeat it. Even with all the technology, it takes longer to do this now than it did 5 years ago.
Danny says dial a phone number.
No.
Not it. Emily says find a job.
No, it's not find a job.
Gail says mail a letter.
No.
All right. Gary says send a text message.
No, it's not send a text.
Mia
Is that
says
getting tougher?
no, not really.
All right.
I wasn't going to rash on answers here, but it is Gary. Apparently, everybody's rashing on Gary, including Pete. So
it's rash on Gary
what
Day.
an
I'm
idiot!
sorry.
What a stupid answer. I'm just kidding. Mia says find the email you're looking for. That's a good answer.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not it, though.
Not
and
it.
by the way, I was wondering if Mia would be with us because it's 5:16 in the morning where she is.
Wow, that's dedication.
Thank you, Mia.
She's coming for the win.
She's in California for a conference.
Abby says getting around to ask someone something. Getting around to ask someone something?
Yeah. No, that's not it.
Like easily getting distracted, maybe? Emily says balance the checkbook.
No,
No,
that's not it.
that's a lot easier now because you just don't do it. You just don't have to do it. Trish is the only person that
except
does
Mom.
it. Yeah.
My name's not Trish.
Sorry. Abby says print pictures.
Print picture. No, that's tough. That is tough, though.
Is it?
Well, I mean,
You got like the Walgreens thing that Trish does. That's pretty cool.
true. She kind of just sends the pictures to Walgreens
Through an app. They
and
print
then
them, you pick them
yeah,
up.
that's true.
Diane says open a can of soup with a regular old-fashioned can opener.
No, that's not it.
I'm a boss at that. You need a can opened, you come to Papa Matt Braley right in.
We don't
They'll do it
have.
for you.
I don't think we've ever had an electric can opener, have we?
No, always
We've
a manual.
Yeah, always handheld.
I'm nice with it. Abby says send an email, you get distracted.
No, that's not it.
I don't get distracted while sending it. I just put it off. I'm like, I got to respond to this.
Right.
I'll do it later.
Yep.
Gary says find a picture you haven't seen in a while.
No, that's not it. No,
That's true, though. We got too many pictures now.
Right.
Abby says call someone.
no, not
It's not
call
harder,
someone.
is it? It's easier, right? Than rotary dial and stuff.
But we tend not to.
True.
We'd rather text.
True.
Yeah.
Justin says writing a message to a friend.
No, that's not it.
Send him a postcard every once in a while, you know? Emily says burn a CD.
Burn a CD. No, that's not it.
That's a good answer. It is harder now because there's
Laptops don't have.
Yeah, they don't have. This laptop here doesn't have a CD drive. Incorrect, though. Gary says cooking a recipe.
No.
Pete would agree because there's advertisements everywhere.
Yes.
You got to scroll all over the place.
I get a lot of my stuff from Pinterest, and whenever I select a recipe, I gotta go. Oh,
Remind me later. I need a rant about news articles online.
okay.
Okay, remind me. But we don't have time for that.
No.
Dana says, this is about his friend. We've been friends since 5th grade. All the ups and downs of life we have gone through together. That's what I'm talking about.
That's cool. That is so good.
Justin says, setting up apps.
Setting up apps? No, that's not it.
Nope. Gary says, finding songs to listen to.
No.
I wonder if that's true.
Even
if it takes longer. See, how do you guys? A lot of times, I find my music through Instagram actually because I follow all the artists that I really want to know about.
You and your sister always tell me things about Instagram that I'm like, really? You can do that?
Just because I follow the artists, so like I'll know when a song's coming out. But like new music, from like Spotify playlists and stuff like that.
What I do is it's usually Friday. Friday's New Music Day.
Yeah, typically.
So-
Occasionally, it'll be a different day.
On Friday, I will hit search, and it comes up with the different genres, country, rock, whatever. And we love country, so I will hit country, and the first thing that pops up is a playlist called Hot Country, and that's usually the new stuff.
That is a good way to do it.
And I'll just play that playlist as I'm doing stuff, and if I hear a song I like, I go, ooh, save.
He's not telling you the real way he finds songs. He listens to me listening to music, and he's like, I'll come downstairs, and he'll casually be like, hey, what's that song you're listening to? And then like later that day, I'll hear him cooking dinner, like jamming out to my music.
No.
It's her. Okay. That's exactly how it happens. Abby says finding shows to watch.
Finding shows to... No, that's true. That's
It is tough to pick.
That
There's
is
so many
tough.
good shows.
Yeah.
There's so many good My advice, actually, I started doing this, not with TV shows, but with movies. Make a list on your phone. Make a list of all the movies you want to
yes.
see. So when it's time to watch a movie, you got it. That's what I did in Virginia, and you'll see. I watched some good movies.
Yeah, your mother's always... she's always saying, what was that movie we wanted to watch? And I'm like...
You can never remember. Make a list on your phone right when you think of it.
Okay.
That's my advice to all y'all. Abby said picking a movie as well. Incorrect.
No.
Abby says connect with someone.
No.
It's probably a good answer. Justin says eat because you want the perfect thing to watch while eating. Yes. yes. And I don't know if this happens to anybody else. If there's an advertisement before the show,
Yes.
I will wait until the advertisement is done to start my meal.
Really?
You gotta eat while you're watching your show. That's how it works.
Oh, okay.
Ain't nobody want to eat while watching an advertisement.
Okay.
Incorrect, though. I'm
But
sorry.
that's
that
wrong.
that was a good answer.
Yeah.
Abby says, she said that was a good one, Justin. There you go. You guys are being so nice, even though it's prime time for this competition.
Not to Gary,
though.
No.
Screw Gary, honestly. That's everybody else's words, Gary, not mine. Mia says, get together with friends or family.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah, that is tough to
Agreed.
get everybody together.
Gary says dating.
Dating? No, not dating.
Some people would say it's easier.
Yeah.
Could be harder. I don't know.
Question today, even with all the technology, it takes longer to do this now than it did 5 years ago.
Not it, though. Gail says, cook a meal.
No, not cook a meal. No.
Abby says, studying. That's a good one.
No, not studying.
Nope. A lot of the times I think we think that listening to music helps us while studying.
You don't think so?
But we listen to music with lyrics. And I think that's where we go wrong.
Oh,
if you listen to instrumental music, that's actually really good to do while studying. But at least me, like I would put on like my favorite playlist. I wouldn't pay attention to studying. I'd be paying attention to my favorite songs, singing along, you know?
So that must be why classical music
is really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Okay.
Justin and I were fans of listening to the Game of Thrones music while studying.
Oh.
Yes. But then sometimes, you get to what's the one during the Red Wedding? And then then you start feeling a little sad.
That's kind of
And
wild.
studying already makes you sad. So you just slip into this depression really easily. So be careful with that. Justin says driving to work.
Driving to work? No. Not.
Dana says getting coffee at Starbucks.
No.
All right, I got a rapid fire. We got a lot of answers here.
Okay.
A lot of show left. Diane says find something to watch on TV. I miss a TV guide that you hold.
Nope.
I don't know if I can agree with that one.
What? You missed? Well, you didn't grow
That it would take longer without the TV guide? If I know that there's a soccer game I want to watch, all I got to do is search what time's the soccer game. Boom, got the time, put it on the TV.
Or
if I'm in TV guide land with you guys, I'm like, let me get my reading glasses. Okay. Okay.
What does Mom call?
Maybe it's on at 7 p.m.
What does Mom call them? Her cheaters.
Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, no. That's right. It was a day game. Let me go back to noon.
Okay.
Like, come on.
All right.
Diane. Does it take longer without a TV guide?
And if you hit,
I'm sorry,
if you have Comcast and you hit guide, you kind of have a TV guide right there.
And it's more interactive.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, what I'm saying is I would not invest in that answer right there. I'm sorry, Diane. I'm just kidding. Abby says choosing a place to eat. No.
No.
Justin says replacing battery and phone.
No.
No. Who replaces their battery in their phone?
Really? Does that happen?
Are you that good with electronic? Justin, we've known each other forever. Are you changing your battery in your iPhone? I don't think that's true.
Do you have the iPhone 3?
They make it like physically impossible to do that yourself. Abby says going into a doctor's appointment.
No.
Wait, is that your answer or are you going in?
I think she's going in.
Well, either way, that's not the answer. Gail says go through junk email folder.
No.
Abby says taxes.
No.
Gail says bye, Abby.
No. Oh.
Abby said, I've said the phrase, gotta love technology so much I can't remember what I'm referring to, right?
Yeah.
Emily says checking out when shopping. That's a good answer, but no. Abby says reconnecting with family, reaching out to an old friend, planning a get-together.
No.
Gail says make an airline reservation.
No.
Abby says vacations and planning a wedding. No.
No.
Abby says following a diet and raising kids. No. And no.
That is tough.
Abby says, oh my God, you guys are like chatting and mixing with the answers. So I'm like, Abby said it was my answer. No, that's not the answer.
Okay.
Last answer. Mia says scheduling something. This is the last answer I'm taking.
No, it's not scheduling something. All right. So we'll come back tomorrow
Stumpah.
with a clue for you.
It's already 8:25.
Look at that.
Jeez, I'm tired.
Even with all the technology, it takes longer to do this now than it did 5 years ago. We will revisit tomorrow.
By the way, I want to defend Diane here real quick. She said, and this is a good point, it does take longer if you're not looking for a particular thing. You just want to know what's on your 52 channels. There's way more channels. So I'll give her that.
Yes.
Less channels back then, less you got to scroll through.
Right.
Now, a million different channels. The thing that bugs me, though, why, like, at least Xfinity, I know this doesn't happen. Channels aren't the same, but I know it's the same concept. Why do we still have non-HD channels? And why are HD channels at the 800s still? Because let me tell you why. It doesn't really affect you when you watch it on TV, but I watch a lot of TV on my laptop. And I got to scroll to the 800s.
Oh, right.
Just put it at the top for me.
I know, huh?
Come on.
And
who doesn't have HD?
Aren't all TVs HD?
That's what I'm saying.
Is somebody still watching a set that floor model.
Let's get rid of the non-HD channels. Yeah. Mia says Gary only had 2 answers. I'm not sure if it was because he was stumped or because we made him feel bad. Dana, come back. We love you. Everybody loves you. Wait, what did I say? Gary, come back. Did I say Dana?
I think you did.
All right. Okay. Dana, we love you. Gary, we love you.
Gary,
we love everybody.
We love everybody. All right. And Mia, thank you for getting up at 5 a.m.
That's dedication.
Yes.
We need to get to the news.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
In the news this morning, after months of baby talk, Britney Spears made it official. She is pregnant with her 3rd child. She announced the news on Monday afternoon via, what else, her Instagram accounts. The Chipotle restaurant chain, and I was so worried I was going to say Chipotle, but he picks on me. The Chipotle restaurant chain is having trouble finding employees, something that we know well because we went there and discovered the door was locked. So they're testing a robot that makes tortilla chips. The robot, which ironically is named Chippy, will supposedly be able to cook and season Chipotle's popular chips in the specific way they're made, exactly the same way that a human does. Hey, they're having trouble finding people, right?
Yeah, but here's my little issue with that. They chose to spend money making a robot than to just pay people more money.
Aha.
Which I think is kind of the issue, with corporations.
If you just pay them a little more.
If you pay more money, people probably work the job, you know.
Hey, the first Captain America comic book was sold at an auction last week for $3.1 million. Not bad for a 45-page book that sold for a dime back in 1941. Captain America Comics #1 was the country's first introduction to the superhero, who appears in the book fighting Nazis and punching Adolf Hitler. It's the second most expensive comic book ever sold. What beat it? The first Superman comic book. It sold for $3.2 million in 2014. A Louisiana mom packed a little extra treat in her daughter's lunchbox and then sent her off to daycare. It later became a problem when she couldn't remember where she left her meth and her Xanax.
Common problem we all have.
Police were called to the daycare after staffers opened a 4-year-old's lunchbox and found a baggie containing a gram of meth, Xanax, and, am I saying it right, clonazepam?
Sure.
Officers then went and arrested 35-year-old Jennifer Wise, who is not too wise, who admitted to buying the drugs the day before and said she had misplaced them. Officers found even more narcotics inside the home, as well as other drug paraphernalia. She is facing multiple narcotics charges and is currently locked up.
Not the best thing to misplace,
No.
And why is it next to the ingredients that you're putting in your daughter's lunchbox?
Yeah. And I guess that's a good thing daycare's looking through lunches, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Kelsey Whitmore has signed a contract with the Staten Island Ferry Hawks of the Atlantic League, making her the first woman to sign a professional baseball contract with a league affiliated with Major League Baseball. They're affiliated with the Mets. The 23-year-old Whitmore is a pitcher and outfielder who's played with USA Baseball's women's team since 2015. The team hopes to develop her as a two-way player this season.
There we go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up the news today. By the way, our fascinating fact, kind of jumping out of order here today, but did you know the Empire State Building has its own zip code? It's home to 10118. And why do we have zip codes, and what do these numbers mean? It goes back to 1944, when a postal worker named Robert Moon submitted an idea for a new postal zone system that would cover the whole country. The first number would stand for a group of states starting at 0 on the East Coast. That's why ours is 02719. Mm-hmm. And it would end at 9 on the West Coast, which, of course, they have, 90210 was the big show there?
Oh, yeah.
And the second and third numbers would specify which sectional center facility, the place where the mail gets processed, that the mail should go to in that area. The post office liked the idea. They eventually adopted this plan with the addition of 2 numbers at the end to indicate the proper post office or postal zone, and thus the Zone Improvement Plan Code, or ZIP code, was born.
You know, we always talk about the guy that invented the light bulb,
Yeah.
I guess he's important.
Thomas Edison. Yeah.
We always talk about the guy who invented the microwave.
Yeah. We learned his name.
What about the unsung hero
I know.
that invented the zip code? Shout out to that dude.
And I have no idea if he was compensated for it. Because remember
man.
Remember the guy that made the microwave?
Was it the microwave? It was
he
something.
He got screwed.
Yeah, he got like $100 or something.
Yeah, he got screwed. Anyway, it is time for the Tuesday Top 5. And the Top 5 this week is about the top 5 movies you've seen recently. Not your top 5 favorite movies, like Star Wars, Jaws, whatever, Saturday Night Fever.
See, okay, I think we have differing opinions here. I have seen these recently, but just top 5 movies you'd recommend to people.
Okay.
It doesn't matter when they came out. Because if you listen to my list, they came out a long time ago.
I did recently, but I got one here that's wicked old.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right, so you want to go first, or you want to go?
You want to go back and forth?
We'll go. Okay.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is from 1939, and it's Mutiny on the Bounty.
I don't even know what that is about.
And it's about a mutiny on the Bounty.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
The Bounty was a ship.
Okay, well, that's confusing.
And there were people on the ship who didn't like the captain, so they had a mutiny at sea. So
interesting.
What happened was, and I do this every now and then, talking about going through the TV guide. I went through the guide on Netflix one day, and I scrolled all the way down to 900 and something for Turner Classic Movies.
There's numbers on Netflix?
Oh, did I say Netflix? I'm sorry. I was on Comcast.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, first off, I don't even know what's called the guide. Nobody says that.
I was on Comcast.
It's like I know my cable slang.
I hit the guide, and I happened to get to TCM, Turner Classic Movies. And they
Didn't
were
even know
doing
that channel existed.
Yep. They were doing something around the Oscars, movies that were Oscar winners in the past. Mm-hmm. And I saw Mutiny on the Bounty was coming up that night, and I thought, I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
He was like, clear my schedule.
Exactly.
Okay, hello? Charlie. Charlie was watching it too.
Yeah, he was not impressed. It was black and white.
Oh, yeah,
so he was not impressed.
Yeah, that's it. Everything's black and white to him, so it was nothing special.
So I set the DVR, recorded it, and I watched it one night when Mom was at work, and it was a good movie. And to sit there and realize that they're making it in 1939 was like, wow. So anyway, that's my number 5.
All right, my number 5 is, and I think I actually mentioned this on the show when I watched it. I watched it a little while ago, Whiplash.
Whiplash.
It's about the drummer.
Oh, yeah, right.
Really good movie.
Right.
Really
it is very good.
And dive into the YouTube videos after. Oh, my God.
Really?
The hidden themes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They talk about, like, the color of his shirts throughout the thing. Shows his transformation. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Very, very cool. Very cool.
At number 4, and again, these are movies I've seen recently in the past few months. At number 4, being the grampy that I am, watching Encanto with Sarah and Liam.
It is a great movie. I need to rewatch it. I felt bad. I was really tired when we watched it with him. Well, different times, but when I watched it with him.
I was too, and I'm not sure if I dozed off because I don't really know why they don't talk about Bruno. It's in the movie, right? And I kind of missed it. He's trying to get off screen. He's like doing his best to get off screen.
Well, there's so many problems with that. Number one, that's not even that far into the movie. That's probably like the halfway point, maybe.
Is it? I thought it was at the end. All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. There's still a lot of movie left after that song.
Hey, we're watching Encanto.
Second off, how is it on your top 5 if you don't even really know what the movie's about?
Because I enjoyed it up to that part.
I don't think that justifies it. And 3, the song is massive. We're talking a Disney song that made it. I'm pretty sure it was number 1 in the Billboard top 10, or top 100, whatever. Which is pretty rare for a song from a film to do,
right.
And it did it quite easily and stayed there for a couple weeks. Massive song. So even if you don't remember the movie, the song tells you.
I actually read something that a lot of radio stations were staying away from it. Because something about, it wasn't really a record release. It just happened to be something that went viral.
Disrespect for my boy Lin-Manuel.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you talk to your radio folks and
what's your number 4?
On board. I'm still blown away by that. Yeah. Anyways, I have Don't Look Up. I know that's on your list as well.
Yep.
But that was a really good movie. I watched that
That's the one where a comet's coming, going to wipe out the Earth?
Yeah, which is really, really cool concept, but it also dives into kind of just the current state of the world, politics and opinions on things and perceptions, and, really good, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my number 4.
Number 3 for me is another Grampy movie, watching Turning Red.
You don't need to keep saying it's a Grampy movie just because you like to watch animation. Like, it's okay to be a grown-up and to enjoy animation.
Yeah.
I can name many movies that I enjoy.
But I mean, how many times did I offer to rent out a kid to a friend to a single friend who wanted to go see like Beauty and the Beast?
Okay, but like,
I'll take my kid.
Like, if you think about the Disney movie Soul, which is not on my list, but great movie.
It was. Yeah.
That's a powerful movie for anybody of all ages.
Yeah. Well,
it's not made for kids.
No, it's actually made for adults.
Yeah, but I mean, kids could watch it. Bright colors and animation. But
all right, so
that's all I'm saying.
Turning Red, I go with that as my number 3.
All right, my movie from a while ago, Pulp Fiction. Finally watched that.
I've never seen it.
Really, it's got
really
some
dark?
weird. It's got some gruesome areas. I don't know if I'd call it dark. You should have maybe some parental guidance or something, some supervision while watching.
I should have parental guidance.
Yeah,
okay.
for you. I don't know if you're old enough to watch it yourself, but it's a good movie. Really makes you think. It's just shot in a really interesting way. So it's like 3 different stories about one story. Very, very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 different perspectives on one story.
My number 2 is the last movie I went to the theater to see, and that is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Which is funny because you're like, recently, this movie actually came out like a long time ago, like a year. Not a year ago, but like December, I think is when it came out. We took a while to see it.
We took that long to see it.
Yeah. Well, things kept coming up.
Yeah.
I don't remember what, but yeah, we did take a while, but we finally saw it. Really good movie.
Your number 2?
My number 2 is The Truman Show, another old one.
Oh, right.
I told you, I made a list of all these movies that are like great that I wanted to see. The Truman Show is phenomenal.
Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah, Jim Carrey. He was born into a TV show. Never knew but he started figuring out.
But then later in life, he figures it out.
Really, really good. And some more like, hidden themes and meanings and stuff. Really good.
My number 1 is the one he mentioned before, and that's Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep.
Yeah. Stacked cast.
It just it makes you look at, like you said, the way politics and the media and perception are nowadays. It's like when a scientist comes forward with a big concern, it's like spun out of control. So,
but also, it's interesting because it's science fiction, right? It's fiction,
right?
But it's a very real scenario.
It's a very real fiction.
If you keep following space stuff, there's like always like every couple months, or honestly every couple weeks, where it's like asteroids headed our way. We'll keep an eye on it. Might not hit Earth.
Anybody see the article?
Like, oh,
did anybody see the article on Facebook the other day about? There's some scientists who think we were hit by something in 2014. I'm like, why are we hearing about this 8 years later?
Well, actually, there's a massive theory that... Do we want to get into it? This is crazy theory. Do we want to get into a crazy theory?
About 2020 being the end?
No, 2012. 2012 was the end.
Oh, right. But
we got hit with an asteroid in 2012.
Right.
Ended the world, just like the Mayans said. And what we're doing is what they think happens when someone dies is we're replaying our life.
I've read this. Yeah. And the reason, what are they saying? It happened in 2012? Okay. Because I've also read that our calendar is all screwed up. We should have 13 months.
Well, yeah, there's been talk of that for a while now. But because also you can I think if you do 13 months, you can divide the days up way better in a better way.
Right.
So I think there's also, I don't know if that's what you're talking about. There's like a way that like the calendar probably should have been divided up.
Right. But it was not.
But now we have this weird like February is really short, leap year kind of thing.
Throwing in an extra day. Yeah.
Interesting. Don't forget, time is man-made.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
we
the way we track time is man-made.
We have come up with the hours and things like that.
Again, way off track here.
What's your number 1?
The Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank.
Took me so long to see it, but man, is it a good movie.
Man, you've been watching some classics.
This was my mission while I was in Virginia.
Cool.
Yeah. I made a list. Everybody, make a list of the movies you want to see, and you'll watch them.
And you watch them.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Shawshank Redemption, great story. And Morgan Freeman. Freeman.
Can't go wrong with Morgan Freeman.
I don't care what the plot is. Just give me Morgan Freeman.
I know.
Anyways, that's my Tuesday top 5.
Anybody weigh in on their favorite
we do have
movies?
some. Gail says Mutiny on the Bounty is a great movie.
It is. You should watch it.
Justin says Interstellar, which phenomenal. I love that movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
I have it on DVD.
Okay.
The Outsiders. I don't know if I've seen the full Outsiders movie.
Okay.
Justin said The Great Gatsby. Specifically, he's talking about the Leonardo DiCaprio one. I watched that. Wasn't a huge fan.
Oh.
I mean, the story's a classic, which is, I think, my problem, because I knew the story. The movie was like 30 minutes too long. There's like panning shots of like the dumbest things, in my opinion. But I mean, Leo's great and the story's great. I just wasn't a huge fan. But The Great Gatsby's on his list, and then Star Wars: A New Hope, obviously classic. I'm rewatching the Star Wars movies right now.
You told me that the other
Batman,
night.
And I believe he's talking about the recent
the latest one,
which comes out on HBO Max on Monday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because I know Justin was a big fan of that. He mentioned that last week or something.
Yep.
The Batman.
Gail said Encanto, love that too. Yeah, except Pete doesn't understand the movie. Mia said,
I must have fallen asleep.
Mia said Soul and Inside Out are my favorite kids movies ever. Yeah, but they're not even kids. Like, there's no need to be embarrassed, Pete, about watching animation.
I'm not embarrassed. I just think that
you did the same thing. Everyone rewind the stream. You'll see Pete do the same thing. And Grampy movie here, or Grampy, my Grampy duties, and he tips the cap. That was your tell. Don't play poker, Pete.
Okay.
I got you. I got you. Gail says, in my opinion, most animation is for the older folks. Yeah, I agree. Except for Cocomelon. Screw that.
I'm the only one that tolerates Cocomelon, which Liam loves to watch. He zones out when he watches this.
You need to make a kid show that's entertaining for adults. They did not.
They did not. No, you're right.
They did their let's brush our teeth. And all the songs are the same melody. They just change the lyrics. Where's the creativity? Like, at least give me a good melody or something so that it sticks in my head forever.
Yeah. I think that's a mark of a genius, though. Like, when you think of Disney or you think of the Muppet Show, those are shows that, you think on the outside they're kids shows, but they always throw in something that, there were jokes on the Muppet Show that were designed for the mom and dad.
Yeah. See, I thought you were about to say that the stroke of genius was Cocomelon, and
no.
I was literally about to end the show.
No, I would not say that.
I had my finger on the button.
But what I say, I'm the only one that tolerates it for him.
Mia says, I was waiting for Spider-Man to make the list. Great movie. Just all Marvel movies. I get rewatches Star Wars. I was talking with Justin about this last night. I just get so amazed with these like super crazy detailed storylines that carry through so many movies,
right.
And they keep it like all straight, and they put in these little details that nobody really cares about, but then you find out and you're like,
oh, they did that before.
Like the Millennium Falcon was in the background of Revenge of the Sith. So before we meet Han Solo, you see the Millennium Falcon fly in. Just a little scene, just flies in. And once you realize that, you're like, that's pretty cool.
What do they call that?
It doesn't really matter, but it's really cool.
What do they call that job? Is it the showrunner he's the one who keeps track of that stuff? I think.
I don't know if it's a showrunner. I know what you're talking about now. I don't know. It might be the showrunner.
Okay.
Gary says, great underrated movie, The Terminal. All right, I need to add that to my list.
Yeah.
Gail says, The Princess Bride, my all-time favorite. Have watched this countless times. I'll continue to watch it countless times. I don't think I've seen that. I need to add all. This is great. I'm just adding movies to my list right now.
Trish will watch The Princess Bride.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Emily says, Father of the Bride, feel good with great comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Dana
Martin.
Dana says, Jaws, Breakfast Club, and all John Hughes movies. I don't think. Actually, this is where the whole movie thing started. I haven't seen the full Jaws. I got to add that to the list.
Right.
And I have seen Breakfast Club. I mean, it's a classic. Gloria says Original Gatsby is the best. Which one is the original?
The original?
Because I need to put that on my list.
I would have to look that up for you.
Let me know, Gloria.
Okay.
Either like what year it came out, maybe, or like the actor that was in it, so I can identify, and I will get back to you. Kat says, I watched so much Cocomelon last week, I started getting into it. You can't. It's impossible.
Say.
There's no plot. There's no plot. The songs are garbage. Dana says the adult innuendos and animation makes them enjoyable. Yeah, and like I said, I think they have to, right? You need to make it so that the adult doesn't mind watching it a million times, which is what I think Cocomelon does wrong. Gail says any movie with Morgan Freeman. That's the truth.
Yeah, really.
And Abby says, what was the question? Top 5 movies, Abby, that you've seen recently that you would recommend or whatever. Gary says, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I have to add that to the list.
That's a good one.
And Kat says, I was rocking out to Wheels on the Bus.
The Wheels on the Bus go round.
Gail wants to know if you've seen The Princess Bride.
Have I seen The Princess Bride? I'm sure I have. It's one of Trisha's favorites.
He says, I'm sure I have. This is the guy that has Encanto on his list and doesn't remember the hit song in it.
I do
He
remember
doesn't
the
remember
hit
what
song.
happened to Bruno.
Right, I just don't remember.
The hit song is We Don't Talk About Bruno. And
Right.
in the song, they tell you why they don't.
I don't remember that part. Come on, all I remember is we don't talk about Bruno, no. That's all I remember.
Move on with the show.
Okay. Are you leaving?
I might.
He's off camera. Easter is Sunday, and if you thought kids were the only ones having fun with Easter egg hunts, think again. There's a TikToker who recorded himself in a field of adults, all wearing glow-in-the-dark necklaces and searching in the dark for dark-colored eggs. Instead of candy, the eggs had raffle tickets inside that were used for auctioning off household supplies like vacuums, air purifiers, and kitchen gadgets. If you wanted an excuse to hang out with your childless friends on Easter Sunday, hide some eggs in a park or in your backyard for a fun activity after brunch.
Couple problems. Dark eggs? Wouldn't that be really hard to find?
Well, yeah, but they had glow-in-the-dark necklaces. I mean, these are adults. You got to make it tougher.
I guess. But also, I mean, yeah, we're adults, but like, I don't necessarily want to compete in an Easter egg hunt for a vacuum. Like, I'll buy it myself.
You'd participate for cash, wouldn't you?
Cash, or, I mean, why are we assuming that adults don't like candy? Like, I will tackle someone full out for a Reese's egg. Like, I have no problem doing that.
One of the reasons I brought this up today was to talk about how we actually got into full body contact Easter egg hunts at one point, right?
That's when they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we don't do that anymore.
Well, the health insurance, we realized.
We all got old enough, so it started getting dangerous.
Do you miss the Easter egg hunts, though?
Yes and no. I think we stopped at a good time before people got hurt. I think people definitely would have got hurt, for sure.
I mean, one or two of you must have been in your 20s when we were still doing it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Sarah.
At least
Sarah and Doug, probably.
Yeah,
Both of them.
yeah. So, but yeah, I used to be the one that hid the eggs, so that was always fun. Mm-hmm. Right after, because I didn't want to do it before dinner because that'd give you too much time to like look out the window and scout.
Yeah, we all had to. I don't know if this was like more so when we got older. We all had to like lay on the floor with our heads down because we would cheat. We would do anything we could to get an advantage. Yeah. And then it was Nana's job to count the winner.
That's right.
And to count to make sure we found them all, because there's definitely been times.
Yeah, there was always years, and I remember at least one year where either Mom or Nana said, "How many did you hide?" And I'd go, "I forgot to count."
And then there was the year you found one with the lawnmower.
Got good distance on that.
Yeah.
Got good distance.
Thank God
on
you didn't
that.
break somebody's window.
So does anybody else miss Easter egg hunts, huh? We used to, I'll have to ask her what the occasion was, but I can remember going to my cousin Pat's house out on Braley Road in New Bedford, and we used to have a peanut hunt. My Uncle Leo would go around and hide shelled peanuts. I mean, peanuts in the shells. Mm-hmm. And we had to go around and find those. I know it wasn't Easter, but
I don't, that doesn't sound, I don't know if I'd be going all out to find a peanut. I'm going to be honest. Maybe it's just because I'm older, and in my mind, I was like, I'll just go to the store and get a bag of peanuts if I really want peanuts.
Sounds like a competition thing,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. All right, so comment on that if you miss Easter egg hunts, and it got to be when these guys got taller, I was able to put them on the shed roof and stuff like that. But yeah, they did get a little carried away. Mm-hmm. If two of you saw the same egg, somebody was going down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Somebody was going down.
Let's get into some doggy depression, huh?
All right, here we go. Digging into doggy depression today. Dogs may seem like happy-go-lucky creatures most of the time, but just like us, they can suffer from depression in a big way in some cases. Reader's Digest had some tips of what to look for if you think your dog may need an emotional pick-me-up such as if he leaves food in his or her bowl. You might lose your appetite when you're feeling down, and your dog might do the same. If your dog doesn't get excited about a favorite food or even starts to lose weight, it might be experiencing depression. Do you think that's why Charlie doesn't eat much when Mom works? He does not empty his bowl. I don't think.
She still eats a fair amount.
He does.
He just eats more when Mom's here because he goes for like 17 walks with her. So
that could be it.
A lot of physical activity he needs to eat.
Is he ignoring playtime, he or she? A depressed or sad dog won't have the same energy levels that it used to. Where's Charlie's energy levels up here?
Way too high.
If your dog usually goes wild for its favorite toy, but now only regards it with mild curiosity, then it may be too depressed to play. If your dog is whimpering or whining, puppies instinctively use these noises to communicate with their mother, and they may continue this method of crying out as adult animals while seeing you as the parent.
That's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And who doesn't need extra cuddles sometimes? It's normal for your dog to seek comfort from you when feeling depressed. This is often the case if its sadness is related to any feelings of pain, illness, loneliness, or boredom. So take some time to show your dog some more affection.
Charlie's funny because sometimes he'll want to cuddle and other times, like, you cannot get him. Like, he just wants to be away from everybody.
Yep.
Like, he lays down, like, as far away from you as he possibly can. And he flops down.
He sleeps on the bed with us, and there are nights when he goes down to the foot of I'll get into bed and I'll be like, come on, buddy, come here.
Yeah.
Flops down by your feet, that's it.
He's like, Pete, I've had enough of you today. Can I just get a moment's peace to take a quick siesta?
Last night he was snuggling in the, what do you call it, the little spot behind your knee.
The knee crevice.
You know, when I was sleeping on my side, he would get in the knee crevice. I'm not sure, excuse me, if that's because I had the window open last night and it got cold in my room.
The thing that annoys me, though, you took a nap yesterday with the window open. Your door isn't like snug in the door socket. Professional terms only.
Yeah, of course.
And it like the wind will blow it just enough so it shakes. Like it will bump the frame a little bit.
At one time you came in.
I came in because I thought Charlie was banging on the door to come out. And I walk in and Charlie is passed out on the bed, curled up in a ball. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I realized your window was open.
The wind.
Yeah.
Time for today's random question. And our question today actually comes from Twitter. It's one I found on Twitter. Somebody wrote, somebody tweeted, help me settle something. Isn't putting in the new trash bag part of taking out the trash?
Yes, but it's the easiest part to forget.
I thought the obvious answer was yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you take the trash out, you should put a new bag in, but you forget it sometimes.
Trish's strategy is to take the bag out and leave the drawer. Well, because ours is in a drawer. Mm-hmm. Like you pull out the trash. So she leaves that open when she takes the trash out. So when she comes back, she can remember. Me, I'm such a creature of habit. Like when I open it, I close it. Like that's just how my life goes.
That's how you do it.
So I open it, take the trash out, and close it. Like that's just what I do. And then it's super easy to forget. And then you have like a plate of a plate. You have like a armful of things that you need to throw away, and then you open it, and you're like, damn, Trish, can you help?
Now, sometimes if I have to be walking by, and she's taking the trash out, mm-hmm. I'll put the bag in.
Oh, what a gentleman!
I'll help out.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her if that's actually true.
It is.
Of course, the guy's trying to show off for you guys.
I've done it once or twice. So, isn't this a no-brainer? Yes. Mm-hmm. Taking out the trash, it includes putting the new bag in the trash can.
Yes.
That should be part of the job.
Agreed.
Which I also thought of another question that I read once, or somebody complaining about this.
Okay.
You obviously do not leave an empty roll of toilet paper.
Agreed.
Right? You change the roll. Mm-hmm. But if there's only one more or 2 or 3 sheets left, mm-hmm. you kind of should change it too, shouldn't you? I mean, you're leaving the next person with, they're going to pull off 2 or 3 sheets and that little part that's glued on at the end, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to pull 2 or 3 sheets off and then have the empty roll. And then that person who's in a compromising position has to get the other roll and thread it through the thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you should not leave one more pull of paper, should you?
You know, you really sounded like a saint over here, but I kind of feel like you do that. But I can't remember.
I don't think I've done that.
I don't know.
I don't think it's fair
You're trying to sound like a saint over here.
I don't think it's fair to the next person.
You're like, sometimes if Trish is outside, I put the trash back in because I'm a gentleman. And what is up with all you leaving me with no toilet paper? I would never do that to you.
What is up with all of you lesser individuals?
Yeah, basically. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like you probably do it too.
No, I don't think I've done that.
I will say it's tough to judge sometimes, though.
If
is this enough? Is there enough left?
Oh, okay.
It is tough to judge.
You don't want
to. I agree with your statement of you shouldn't do that.
But you don't want to be wasteful.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly, because it's tough. Like, do you throw away that toilet paper?
Probably. Well, yeah, right. If you have no need for it, yeah. So you are throwing away a little bit.
It's tough. I don't know what the correct answer is.
I still think you should change it.
By the way, Abby said, kind of glad the doctor is taking forever. I'm not missing as much of the show as I thought. Should we embarrass her right now? I think we should. I think she deserves it.
What are you going to do?
She's a good sport. Let's see. Let me find the chat real quick. She said, and I quote, and I'm going to turn my mic up. She said, I'm being that horrible person in a waiting room watching something without headphones. Hello, waiting room. And welcome to the Pete Braley Show. We go live weekdays at 8 o'clock. This is my advertisement for the show. You can catch us on YouTube at the YouTube / the Pete Braley Show.
There you go.
Just search the Pete Braley Show on YouTube and subscribe.
There you go.
And like. But hello, waiting room.
And by the way, I hope Jean's with us this morning. Jean sent me a message on Facebook yesterday saying that she admitted it. She said, I guess I don't understand this technology. How do I find your show?
I should probably make like a how-to video or something.
Should we?
Yeah. I probably should have done that like show 1. Show 180, 179. It's a good time to do it.
That's why I've always said that if you know someone that used to listen to the radio show or someone that might enjoy the show, but if they're not, super into technology, maybe show or set it up on their phone so they can find us. Do that for us.
Yes.
One final story this morning before we move on. It's a story about some high school detectives in Ohio. Students in the forensics class at William Mason High School in Ohio have spent the last 3 years following up with potential leads and doing research on a 12-year-old case. What a cool class. Never had something like that when I was in school. In 2010, Alicia Jackson was a 25-year-old mother when she was shot and killed in Columbus, Ohio. It's been over a decade, and there have been no arrests, and there's been little progress in solving the case. Well, their teacher said that working on this case, the kids working on it, not only helps the students with learning forensics, but also with communication skills and being professional. He said he knows they likely won't solve the case, but they could still do a lot of research to help the police on what to follow up with and what to just leave alone. Hopefully some info comes to light. Story from People magazine.
I mean, what happens, though, if one of the kids solves the case? Like, what a slap in the face to the detective. Right? A high school kid solves the case. I mean, it would be great, right?
True,
but
true.
Yikes. Better hope. That detective is praying that nobody figures it out.
I think it's a cool way for
really cool.
for high school kids to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And they say at least one of them will probably go on to study forensics or criminology.
Plus, I mean, hey, when sometimes you get, I can only relate like jigsaw puzzle wise. Sometimes you get so into it that you don't see clearly. You need a fresh set of eyes to come in and fit the piece in there.
You do.
I'm sure it's the same as solving a murder.
I do have one more story.
Okay.
I teased it at the beginning of the show, so I don't want to leave you hanging.
We always try and stick to exactly an hour.
I know.
Obviously, I'm lying. It literally does not matter. Let's keep going.
The final story is, don't let your doctor blow off your symptoms. Now, I think we've all been in a case, or at least we have around here, of going to the doctor and they seem to rush through it. What did Mom tell us? They only have, is it 8 minutes they're allowed to spend with you?
I don't know if that's true, though, because my past couple, maybe I just have a lot of problems. I don't think I do personally. I don't remember talking about a lot of problems. Mine have been longer than that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There seems to be some formula that the
doctor's only supposed to be in there for.
The conglomerates say you can only spend this much time with the patient.
Well, it's a business.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be. But
this is the story of 47-year-old Heidi Richard. She had been healthy for entire life. She was even a runner, or has been a runner since high school. Then she started having some pretty bad abdominal pains, especially at night. So first, her doctor said it was stress and anxiety, and he gave her an antacid. But it kept happening. Heidi lost 30 pounds unintentionally. After a blood test ruled out mono, the doctor once again blamed stress because it's the go-to answer, right? Oh, you got too much stress. The nausea was happening both day and night. Her back hurt, and there was some swelling in her neck. So the doctor tried to blame it on a pulled muscle and gave her a muscle relaxer. And that's when Heidi finally insisted on getting some imaging. She wanted an MRI. They found lymphoma in her abdomen, spleen, bone marrow, sternum, lungs, groin, and neck. Of course, you have to wonder how much of this spread while the doctor was saying, oh, you got stress. So far, Heidi's doing okay with a lot of treatments. She's actually planning to run the Boston Marathon this weekend. Not as fast as she would have, but she insists she's going to finish. Her message to women everywhere, but I say to men too, is you're the one who knows yourself the most. And if you're not feeling your best, you need to advocate for yourself. And I can't say that enough. You know, if you think the doctor's not, you got to keep asking questions.
First off, it's definitely time for a new doctor. Like, I don't know who this guy is, but definitely time for a new doctor.
You got stress, you got a muscle. No, I have lymphoma.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if he's going to be a doctor too much longer. If that story came out, you know, plus, I don't know who she is. She sounds like a nice person. But, I mean, she could definitely sue.
She could.
And if she sues, I don't think that man's going to be a doctor for too much longer.
Probably not.
I don't know. Maybe he's a nice guy. I don't know. But come on. You got to be better than that.
So, if you don't like what you're getting, and most time, you know, right? If somebody says it's, well, maybe not.
Yes and no, but I mean, it's better to kind of like overreact about something and then find out that it's not as serious as you think it might be than to play it cool when it ends up being more serious than it is.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. All right, that'll do it for today. Stay tuned for the post show where we catch up on some chats and just been a lot going on in the chats.
Yeah, it's going to take me. It's going to be like an hour-long post show.
We do leave you with a thought for the day, and our thought today is, we do not see things as they are. We see things as we are. Think about that one for a bit. All right, we'll be right back with the post show.
We back.
Hello. So I'm not taking your job. I'm trying to help out because there are so many chats. Okay? Let's establish that right away. Mia said, I would just like to quickly defend the medical profession. Not all doctors are bad. And I agree.
True. Very true.
I totally agree. I've got doctors I think are wonderful.
I'm mainly just coming after that scumbag.
Yeah. She did say that our appointments with doctors are 20 minutes, but that also includes entering all orders and documenting. I've noticed that a lot with doctors. They either sit down at the computer or one of my doctors has one on wheels. You know?
Can we give doctors a typing lesson, though? Would that be possible? Because
one of my guys
not everyone's gifted in the typing arts.
True. One of my doctors has is it a dictaphone where he speaks into this little microphone and it prints out what he's saying.
That's cool. That's what I'm talking about. Honestly, let's just do that. Let's just have our doctors record like a 30-minute podcast for us just so we can listen to it. I think that's the way to go.
That would work.
Yeah. I'll just jam out on the treadmill while listening to all the problems that I have. Yeah. Anyways, some jokes land, some jokes don't. That's okay. Let's see. Mia said, where did it start? Thursday, Battle of Sibs, Foodie Friday, but what's Wednesday? I'm blanking. Battle of Sibs is actually Wednesday. It has been on Thursday occasionally if the week is weird.
Right.
But Battle of Sibs is a Wednesday thing. Top 5 Tuesday is Tuesday.
Would You Rather is Monday.
Now Monday. Yeah. And Foodie Friday is Friday. Thursday is the only one where we don't really have something.
Yeah, we don't really have anything.
So if you guys have any ideas, what you want us to
we
do.
thought about doing like a throwback Thursday. I'd come up with pictures of me with hair, but that would get boring, I would think, after a while.
Poker Thursdays. We'll play poker on Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah. That could take a while. Poker takes a while. Plus, I don't think Pete knows how to play poker. Do you?
No, I don't. I would need a cheat sheet as to what beats a what.
So we'll have to teach Pete how to play poker. Mm-hmm. We should have the Pete Braley Show poker night or something. I love poker. I just don't have enough excuses to play it.
Who would we get for that?
Me.
Okay.
Trish plays occasionally. Drives me insane.
Well, she is the budget director, so.
She doesn't know how to play, though, and then she still wins. It's very frustrating.
Don't you hate that?
Very frustrating. All right, I do want to get to... I forgot what the chat was. Someone asked if Braley Road is connected to us.
And he asked me during the break. He said, "Is that train station story really true?" And it's what they.
I hope. I've been telling everybody.
Well, it's what they've told me over the years. There used to be the railroad used to go out there, and there used to be a Braley Junction. And then when the state came in and put in the roadway and the highway and the industrial park, I guess some agreement was made with the Braleys that they were going to do away with Braley Junction, but we'll name the road after you.
Should have negotiated a little bit more money into it,
I know.
Would have helped.
So there is a family, there is a house on Braley Road that my cousin lives in right now. And, so that's our tie to Braley Road. It's funny. I have always wanted to get a street sign that says Braley Road.
Yeah.
And I've had a good working relationship with at least 4 mayors, and I've never gotten around to asking any of them.
We could put it right here.
Yeah,
right here in the background. Braley Road.
Cool.
We'll ditch this sign. Who cares about Pete? We'll just put the Braley Road sign.
Of course, back in the day, I could have sent a couple of the teenagers out to get one. But
we were good people.
Good people.
We were good people. Justin said next to Braley Road, I think there's a Priscilla Lane.
You're right.
I don't know why that would matter. There's no connection there.
There's also a Dr. Braley Road in Freetown. I have no idea what the story is there.
Okay. So. Hit us up if you're Dr. Braley. Let us know what's good there. Diane said, Justin, is there a Trish cul-de-sac? See, that would be a connection. That would be interesting to know. Priscilla Lane, though. That's kind of random, Justin. What else we got here? So many. I'm definitely not going to get to anything. I apologize in advance. There's literally so much.
Dana says the majority of MDs I have dealt with ambulance patients do not spend enough time with their patients. Yeah, could be.
See, I skipped the beginning too because we had to get to the Stumpah really fast. What happened? I do have to say, because when Gary wasn't talking much, Emily did say that Gary was already having a bad day at work. Right off the bat.
Oh.
Which
sorry, dude.
Ditch that job. Pete Braley Show is where it's at. I'm just kidding. Don't come to me for advice. Never come to me for advice. But we hope your day gets better, and hopefully it already has gotten better. But yeah, what do you got over there, Pete? See, here's the problem with you looking for chats as well. I don't have you to buy me time to read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Pete's over there just reading, so it'll just be dead air.
Yep. Welcome to our reading corner.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check other stuff here. Give you a chance to read.
You can do whatever you want, buddy. If there's dead air, there's dead air.
If there's dead air,
that's life, right?
Let's see what's trending here today. Bet your Wordle's trending. It always trends. Inflation is trending.
Wordle's a major part of life, and I love it. I love it. Well, for once, society has moved in the right direction. I don't know if it's actually the right direction, but for me, it is.
Oh, you know what happened to me yesterday with Hurdle?
What?
I had the right band, wrong song.
I guessed and got it right.
It was Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I knew it was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Does anyone feel guilty, though? Like, I had a strong feeling it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I don't know all their, their whole catalog. So I was just guessing Red Hot Chili Peppers songs. And then I got it, and I was like, but I don't know it. I didn't know it was that. I just guessed right.
I could tell it was them, though. I could tell by the sound of the guitar. Wordle is trending. Quirtle's trending too, which I can't.
I love Quirtle.
I get so confused.
I love. I didn't
playing
get it.
Four different cards.
I didn't get it yesterday though.
No.
So frustrating. You know what one is? I've been playing that Harry Potter one you sent.
Yeah,
It's a little bit more difficult because they include the book characters. It's not just movies. You gotta really study up on the books. And I haven't read the books myself. The only thing I've partaken in, whatever the correct grammar is when Trish read it to us. But I was really young, so I don't really remember the books. I should reread the books. Is what I should do.
You should.
But I'm just guessing names that I don't even know.
Yeah, I found, I think I shared it with everyone. I'm not sure. I found a Harry Potter Wordle. I forgot. Is it called Hogwartle?
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
I found a Disney Wordle.
That one's fun, but the page itself is kind of annoying.
And
if you press the backspace too many times, it zooms in. It's really annoying.
Oh, yes, right.
So annoying.
And what's the other one? There were 3 of them. Star Wars? There were 3 that I found that I shared with the family.
I didn't know. I'll have to look.
Okay.
I didn't know I should be playing Star Wars Wordle. This whole Wordle break that I take on a daily basis is getting longer and longer. It's like an hour I got to take out of my day to play all these games. It's crazy, but I love it. I live for it. Dana says, Paul and I both forget to rebag the bin after taking it out.
Yeah, it's just something that, yeah.
Gail says the new bag must be put in or the job is not finished. I don't think anyone intentionally doesn't put it in, though. I think it's always just you forget.
Yeah, I would hate to think someone intentionally. I took it out. You can put the new one in.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What?
Mia says, I'm guilty of getting a new roll of toilet paper, but not actually putting it on the holder. Oh, that's bad. You got to put it on. You did the job. Just finish it, finish the job there. Gail says, I put on a new roll and leave the mostly empty roll sitting on top of the new roll. I guess.
Okay. Then you're not wasting.
Yeah.
Then you're not wasting.
Diane says, I leave an additional roll of toilet paper on the back of the toilet, and still they don't replace it. Grr. Well, that's bad. That is a must, though, right? Leave an additional roll on the top of the toilet.
We do that.
It's a must.
Yeah, we do that.
It's a must.
Yeah.
Dana said, which reminds me, I need to replace the toilet paper. Thanks, gang. And Gail said, Dana, you're welcome. No telling what benefits are gained from watching the Pete Braley Show.
You never know.
You'll never know. What else do you need to remind? Did everyone take their vitamins today?
Not yet.
Go take your vitamins. What else should we remind people of? Eat breakfast. Important to have energy. Everyone go eat breakfast.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
Drink water. Okay?
Yes.
Drink water.
Must have water.
Right now, take a swig of water.
I think I've told this story before. I used to, check up on my mom when she was older, and especially if we had a heat wave going, I was like, Mom, make sure you drink plenty of water. Well, I'm having coffee. I'm like, it's made with water. Yeah,
she's not wrong. That's the tough part. She's not wrong. It is made with water.
But I've heard that the caffeine, even if it's decaf, there's a little bit of caffeine in there.
Oh, I'm not fighting that you need to drink just
water.
water.
Caffeine is a diuretic that makes you pee. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody.
I don't know. But I'm not defending that. Like, you definitely need to drink just water.
Right.
I'm just saying her argument was not flawed.
It's made with water.
It's made with water.
Right. Okay.
She wasn't necessarily
she was correct
incorrect
on that.
That guy that's only drinking beer for Lent, he's alive somehow. There's water and beer, apparently.
I guess so.
Because what is it? It's like you can survive. Can't you survive like 2 weeks without food, but you can only survive like 4 days without water?
3 or 4? Yeah. I think so.
Crazy.
I think so.
Concerning, honestly.
Yeah. Wonder if that guy's counting down the days too. He finally gets food. I would by this point.
Yeah, he's got to be hungry, right? Unless he just stays so drunk that he doesn't care. But does no one else get hungry when they drink? I get hungry when I drink.
If you missed the story, there's a guy that gave up food for Lent and only drinks beer.
Yeah.
He does mix it up with different kinds, but still.
Gary says Emily's mom says her water is her ice cubes in her Coke. Again. She's got a point.
She's got a point.
You still need to drink just water. But it's funny. We create some good arguments to defend not drinking water. All right. The last thing we're going to talk about today, Dana has some reminders. Number 1, don't spit into the wind. That's good. That's
Don't pull on Superman's cape.
Yep. And don't pee into the wind. Also, that's another.
Charlie hasn't learned that.
No, he hasn't. He's going to learn it the hard. Well, I was going to say he's going to learn it the hard way, but he hasn't. He's
learned.
Gone through the hard way and still hasn't learned. Danny says, look both ways before crossing the street. Good reminder. And last but not least, Mia says, daily take your medicine reminder.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you so much, everybody. And thanks for all the participation in the tweets. We shall be back.
The tweets?
The chats.
You got the intro right, though. For a long time, you were like the daily podcast apps, your favorite podcast apps.
Yep.
You would stumble on that. You've gotten that down.
So now I move
you
on
pick
to something else.
Yeah. And
All right.
We'll check the daily tweets tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Okay. No matter what, we hope you go out and make it a great day.
Peace.